Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, there have been so many announcements this week, I don't even know where to begin. So, I won't. Instead, I'll just say Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News! Friends, there is a lot to talk about tonight. From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, today is April 10th, 2018, and it is now 9:10 in the p.m. Central Time. Thanks so much for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe, and hello, my name is Pat Crane. I am your host of this ding-dang show, and the ding-dang players are in their ding-dang seats, so let's get to them. First up, from Lords of the Storm, a show about heroes of the storm, it's Gizmo!
That's me.
That is you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Just great. Fantastic.
Good. All right. Also joining us from Lagging Balls, it is, a lot of the times we have this on the show, but now we finally have her co-host. It's Thorn. Hello, Thorn.
Hello, Black Betty, ding-dang-a-lang.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually seen your face on this show, and it's lovely to see you again.
Why, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now, before we get into all of the news, and there was a lot of stuff going on, especially for World of Warcraft, but I mean, really for all the games, we talked about a lot of stuff last week. There is even more stuff this week, including BlizzCon.
Oh my God.
I know.
That is why I'm wearing my shirt from the key art from 2014. I wasn't even at that BlizzCon. I just had to wear it because I love that key art and I wanted to celebrate.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's a very exciting time in the Blizzard universe. But first, let's calm down. Let's go off to a slow roll for the show, and let's talk about what we've been doing in gaming worlds. Thorn, I'm going to start out with you because I haven't talked to you in a while. How goes your gaming prowess in all of the different games that you are in?
It goes well. I just finished leveling a druid on Boulder Fist.
Really?
In the Blood of the Scribe Guild, yes.
Wow.
For PvP purposes in particular, a Resto Druid.
Wow.
For PvP. Not actually done any PvP on him yet, but he is finally leveled and finished and ready to go.
Wow.
To start dying a lot.
I will say that in PvP, for being for a Resto Druids are always picked on. Always.
Absolutely. Sure.
And so just be ready.
Well, the good news is I plan to do some of that with Fist and pocket her on heals, and she knows how to kill well. So
yes.
I expect those two will go well together.
Well, let's hope.
Other than that, I've been working on Overwatch rank. I've been working on being more offensive in Overwatch. I was a support main, still am, but I'm trying to learn how to kill people better. You know?
Okay.
Because that's kind of a big deal in the game. It's killing people, that whole thing.
Sure.
So I've been working on that. And I think I found a little bit of my groove in an unexpected place. Tracer.
Really?
Nice.
Really. Yes, really. I'm feeling it, man. Like, cool. I just wasn't expecting that. I thought she's one of the heroes that I've mostly avoided because I just thought, there's a high skill cap. I'm not that great at the game. And, I'm feeling my platinum level. I'm shooting for the level above that, which I think diamond will probably be my cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably as far as I'll get. I don't know that I'll do that this season, but I'm really shooting hard for diamond. I feel like that's where I could get. I started at bronze, so I started as low as you could get.
Sure.
And I've grown from there. So I'm really proud of the progress so far. But now that I'm finding my roots a little bit in being more effective as a killer, I'm really finding more of the game opening up to me. So really enjoying that.
Wow. So what were you playing before you started playing Tracer? What were your top 3 or so tunes that you were playing a lot of?
Moira, Lucio, and for a while there, unfortunately, Mercy. But I got very, very bored with Mercy.
So you're doing a lot of support. And
almost always support. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Support main for sure.
All right. Gotcha. Yeah, you know,
but not a good enough shot for Ana. So
it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because when I play WoW, like playing support just comes naturally to me. I don't have a lot of the same motivation as other people do for DPS. I don't find that there's big motivation in it. But for Overwatch, there's something about getting in people's faces, and I don't even care if I'm truly DPS or if I'm like some kind of tank like Diva or whatever. But
sure.
You know,
you're a mean Junkrat too. So.
I just kind of switch over, and I want to blow people up. I just want to
goes along
blow
with
them
the
up.
junkness.
I just want to blow them up. That's why it's Pharah, it's Diva, it's Junkrat, it's anything with an explosive. I will just
It's incredibly satisfying. There's so many things in that game that are so incredibly satisfying. Right. Winston, I've been playing a lot of recently as well, and finishing somebody off by just landing on them.
Yeah, that's
just a big old gorilla splat.
Yep.
Oh man, that is
satisfying. Splat. All right,
big gorilla splat.
Right. I think you're right on that one. So Gizmo.
Yes.
Let's switch over to you now. What have you been doing? I'm sure that you've been playing a lot of Heroes, right?
I have. I've been playing a lot of Heroes. Still not a bunch of Phoenix, surprisingly. I mean, he's still extremely overpowered right now. He has like a 98% participation rate, which is unheard of, and like a 65% win rate. And he made it through last week without getting any nerfs, surprisingly.
What?
Probably because of packs.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So people are kind of upset about that, among other things. Mm-hmm. But we're expecting a balance patch tomorrow, which will probably even things out a little bit, hopefully. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Tracer and Heroes of the Storm still. Trying to feel that out, as well as leveling up an alternate account, playing some Genji to finish getting that account to where I'm able to take that into ranked, just to kind of see if there's a difference in my placement or not.
Now, last week I was like, well, you know, you got to play with your Smurf account. And then Thist was all like up in my face saying, no, that ruins the game for everybody. And I'm like, I don't care about everybody. I want to play for me, right?
It evens out at some point, and I'm not doing it with intentions of like, oh, I'm just going to go smash some noobs.
Right.
But I am, in fact, currently smashing some noobs. And it feels kind of bad. Like I have 100% win rate on Genji in like 9 or 10 games so far, and it hasn't even been close. Wow. Because the only map I'm currently playing is Cursed Hollow for some reason. I keep getting that. So I think I'm still in the phase to where they haven't opened up my map pool for that account.
Okay.
But it's with voice comms, especially now, it's actually been interesting because I hop in voice comms. Sometimes people join me. Sometimes people don't. And I have a lot of people asking me questions of, oh, how'd you do that? Or why are you doing this? So you know what? I may be hurting some people's feelings, but I'm also helping some new players learn how to play the game.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Congratulations for that. I think you get a big round of applause for helping new people figure out the game. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm kind of like a boondock saint. I'm murdering people, but with good intentions, I think.
Very nice.
So would that be like a lawful neutral?
Chaotic good? I don't
know. Who knows?
But
our D&D experts, I'm sure, will get to us at some point and tell us what you actually are. So,
but other than that, I've still kind of been bit by the battlegrounds or battle royale modes now. So I've still been playing Fortnite. I jumped in a new one, Radical Heights, today. That's free. That's very early, very rusty, but has potential. And of course, been playing Overwatch. It's working on my placements in there.
It seems really funny, but I mean, the Battle Royale deal is so huge and has been for the last, I don't even know how many months. I mean, 6 months, a year, whatever. And it's just been this growing game style that is just been kind of intense. You know, a lot of people are playing that type of game right now.
It is, and I love the competition it's bringing, because obviously Fortnite and PUBG are the two that are standing out right now. But there's a bunch of offshoots that are all trying to do something different, and while most of them fade out, I mean, there's still a very good chance and opportunity for somebody else to kind of take the lead. And I'm enjoying it while it's a thing. Yeah. Other games are hopping in. I think Paladins is making one.
Good. So Dazzledorn in chat said, "Can you explain what Battle Royale is for noobs like me?" And it's just the 100. It's the 100 players or whatever, and you're up against
Hunger
100 players. Yeah, it's Hunger Games for video games. So it is PUBG, it is Fortnite, it is games of that ilk. Plus, now they're starting to do one for. There was one that was being developed for cars. And I'm not sure exactly.
That was H1Z1 has a special event called Auto Royale.
Okay. So, and I know that there's been a bunch of different things, and it's kind of the new hotness for video games.
Yeah.
Video games.
The new fad.
Yeah. So, no, not Cars the movie. Razzler. No, not Cars the movie. But I did watch Cars 3 recently. No.
Can I make one more side note on Battle Royale?
Sure.
There was some rumor about Blizzard creating one of those, and I'm not commenting on that either way, but I'm pretty sure it will not be in the Overwatch universe. So not only has Jeff Kaplan come out and said that that's not going to happen, but it also... if you think about how these games work, you start on an even footing. Everybody drops out of the sky, whether it's from a plane or a bus or whatever version of that the game is doing. Which I saw for the first time when I was watching you play Fortnite on your stream.
That's a bus.
It's hilarious. But the idea is everybody starts on even footing, and the very nature of Overwatch, they're not on even footing because the heroes counter each other.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But it would be kind of interesting for WoW.
Well, or a new title, period, new IP.
If they could do something like that for WoW, that could be kind of interesting and weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how it would work, and I don't think it would, because there's just so much complexity within the WoW universe that it probably wouldn't work. But it would be interesting to think about it.
It is interesting,
but it wouldn't work.
the idea of the new IP is probably more likely, and
way more likely.
Is a little bit of rumor about that as well. I don't want to feed that too deeply, but there was something that they mentioned. There was a comment made on the investment call for Blizzard Activision, where and a tweet that followed it from a Wall Street Journal tech reporter named Sarah Needleman, who said, in addition, the investment firm says Activision is keenly aware of how other game publishers have recently benefited from releasing titles in the popular Battle Royale genre. Management reminded investors that the company is a faster follower.
Yeah. Well, in last year, at the end of BlizzCon, Morheim, Tom Chilton.
Is that Chilton?
And somebody, the third founder, got up there and teased at a new announcement, perhaps this BlizzCon. So,
well, and
who knows?
We know that they're working on another project, right? We know that they're working on another project. I mean, Halinka is on that project.
Where's everybody been?
There are a bunch of people pulled from WoW, just in general. All sorts of different producers and developers and all that kind of stuff. We know are working on this quote unquote Titan 2.0. That's what I'm calling it. And I hope they call it Titan. Whatever it is, I hope they call it Titan, just so that we can stop.
We were just talking about that with Ro this weekend. He came to visit in New Jersey, and we were specifically talking about that, and I also called it Titan 2.
Yeah, Titan 2.0, man.
To which Fist replied, Titan, your boots.
Titan, your boots. That was a good bit. That was a really good bit. I like that bit. So lots of stuff for sure to talk about as we approach BlizzCon, especially because the hype is real now.
Oh,
so real. And there are so many new things, and I like today, all day, other than like business junk and working on this show, you know what I was doing? I was playing Overwatch. Why? Because Retribution is up now and had to play all that stuff, and burp, burp, burp. It's pretty good. Like it. We'll get to all that stuff.
Burp, burp,
burp. Burp, burp, burp. But we'll get to all that stuff soon. However, first, I do want to talk about BlizzCon because that was announced this last week. And that is BlizzCon is going to happen November 2nd and 3rd, 2018.
Yes.
There we go. Ow. So, once again, first weekend in November. I hope you have your hotel set up.
You want to know what the best part about this date is?
What's that?
Normally, it's like the 4th or later.
Yeah.
Normally, I fly in Wednesday. A lot of people do. This year, that's Halloween. Right. So if you're getting in Wednesday, I want everyone to make it their goal. No matter how intricate or basic, everyone needs to cosplay, and we need to have a Halloween party.
I'm going to be pushing for a casual cosplay type of thing, type of vibe. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be on that Wednesday or if it's going to be for the CTR party. We'll see. We'll see what's going on.
Pat, I feel like I want to see you in the summer Soldier 76 chef master grill master skin.
So last year I was trying so hard to get that outfit because I wanted it. Damn it! I was gonna go around in it, and I was gonna raise the stakes on the little barbecue bib thing, and I so wanted that to put that whole thing together. I couldn't find it online, and I was really kind of angry about it. But
is he wearing sandals?
You have time.
Like
yeah,
sandals
he's wearing sandals and socks and sandals and shorts, and yeah, it's the whole thing. And he's got his utility belt has like ketchup and mustard in it and a beer. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So
good, so good,
so good. But so now we have the date is set, and we also know when tickets are going to be going on sale. We know that tickets are going to be going on sale May 9th. That's a Wednesday, I think, at 7 p.m.
Oh boy,
Pacific, and May 12th, and that's a Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific, and the tickets are $200. Well, $199, right?
Does anybody else feel like the time between when they announce and the time when tickets become available is a little shorter than maybe it should be?
It's definitely shorter than last year, I believe.
Well,
last year we had our first round of tickets in April.
They also announced, like, was it the beginning of April or was it end of February?
I think it was in March.
End of March.
Yeah, I think it was in March.
Yeah, so I mean, we've been waiting for this announcement for minimum of 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that because we were looking at it and I'm like, it's got to be like this week. And I think I even teased it at one of the end of the shows. I'm like, it's got to be coming soon. We've got to hear more about what's coming up with something soon.
Generally right after you finish recording, right?
Right after I finish recording. That's when they announce either BlizzCon or the next expansion for whatever. It doesn't matter. So yeah. So I don't know. And how much was it last year? Was it $200? Last year?
I think the past three years have been $199. 3 or 4 years.
And let me tell you, as far as like the price point goes, it has become more and like there's more and more stuff included for your money. So, and they've also been able to get more tickets out there because of the way that they've expanded the convention center, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's just so much going on.
I'm not sure. This is something else we were talking about recently. I'm concerned. Like the bigger that Overwatch gets, I feel like the harder and harder it's going to be for us all to get tickets for this.
For the show in general, just for BlizzCon?
Just for BlizzCon. Oh yeah, yep. Just because there's always something like the Overwatch World Cup.
Right.
There may or may not be something related to the league this year. We don't know.
I don't think there is anything with the league.
Yeah, because the people from the league participate in the World Cup.
Right.
So.
Right.
Sure, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And I actually kind of
either way.
Now that you bring this up, let me just say that I am glad that they don't do anything with Overwatch League at BlizzCon now. Like last year, I was like, why aren't they going to do anything with Overwatch League? And now that I know what Overwatch League is like, I'm like, no, this is a good thing, because I want to make sure that we don't have that pro thing over here, because it's going to totally sell out all the tickets and the arena is going to be packed the entire time. It probably will be anyway.
Yeah. Year before last, before they moved it to the arena, when it was in that its own space, I never even got in.
Right.
I stepped out of line to use the restroom and never got anywhere close ever again.
I do like that story.
Why you buy those do it yourself catheters.
This Stadium Buddy.
Yeah.
Runs down your leg and fits in your sock.
Just you gotta find a good friend that's gonna pull it out quick and not mess with you. Like somebody you trust.
There were words in there that I'm not even gonna get near. I'm just like, there was that whole statement.
Buddy, pal.
I'm just like,
I trust you, buddy. I trust you so much.
Oh man, that's funny. So it's kind of weird, because I'm like, okay, I knew that this announcement was coming, and I knew essentially which weekend it was going to be. I think we all knew that. First weekend in November. It's been this way for, since what, 2013?
Since I've been going.
Or was it even before then? It's always been November, but I don't know. It just seems right.
You just got to roll the dice, though, with reservations and such. So
right. By the way, if you are searching for airline tickets right now, I know that we had some discussion in our Discord about airline tickets, and if you're looking right now might not be the best time, because we are so far out. Be looking in probably a couple of weeks to a month, whatever, something along there, because I know that some airlines had, like, you could book the trip to SNA or LAX or wherever what your airport of choice, but you couldn't actually book the trip back yet.
Huh. Oh wow!
So because we're a little far out, it's like we're just a little too far. So, but be looking for deals and stuff like that. That's the key. And I will say this, as I say every year, even if you don't get tickets, consider going to Anaheim. If you want to hang out with, because it's all about the community. It's all about the people. It's about the parties. The parties are a big part of the BlizzCon experience, and there are quite a few big parties to go to. Con Before the Storm.
Almost too many big parties.
Con Before the Storm, the CTR party. There's I don't know if you can get into the Twitch thing. I think that's invite only.
Yeah.
Gizmo's costume party.
But don't you know
costume
who I
party
am?
That's in his hotel room. It's it's different. And it's a little weird.
Things can get a little weird sometimes.
It can get a little weird.
Just don't
every year
ever come to Gizmo's bathroom parties. That gets people in trouble.
Yes. especially Gizmo.
Forgot to word in
there. We won't get too far enough.
I'm sorry, Darius. It's been 3 years. Forgive me.
He's still holding it over you. That's so funny. All right. Anything else about BlizzCon that you guys are especially looking forward to?
Oh, so much.
Yeah. It's I haven't even been able to process it yet, just because we're getting Battle for Azeroth before BlizzCon this year, and so I don't know what we're going to get for the WoW stuff. I think I'm pretty much focused on the new IP right now, that I'm super hopeful of getting an announcement, and if not, I'll be crushed, but not really, because there's so much else going on at BlizzCon that I love. But of course, the hero stuff, I do want to make it to part of the Overwatch World Cup finals this year, or maybe not the finals, but a portion of it. Yeah. But yeah,
it's seeing those esports in person is so much different than watching them on a VOD or whatever. You cannot get that same energy anywhere. and especially at BlizzCon. And I haven't been to the new stadium at all, or the new arena, but my time at BlizzCon has told me that, you know, going to watch HGC at BlizzCon, super energetic. Like, you feel all of the energy around you, and it's just so incredible.
Absolutely.
And
that's why the word hype is always flown around so much, because it really is.
And you just end up going back to your room at the end of the night and just passing out and sleeping forever, if you can get to sleep. If somebody will allow you to get to sleep, you will sleep forever because you're just so wiped out from the day. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But for now, I think we have to move on. So we'll move on to the Convert to Raid Top 10. Yes. The top 10, and of course, my video froze up a little bit. That's all right. That's all right. All right. So there were lots of things that were announced over the last week or so, and one of them was the Collector's Edition for World of Warcraft for Battle for Azeroth, right?
Oh, yes.
Collector's Edition is up for grabs, and there's a bunch of cool things in there. But tonight's top 10 is going to be the top 10 rejected items for the Battle for Azeroth Collector's Edition. So it's the top 10 things they didn't put into the CE, as we like to say. All right. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Number 10. An all-orc art book with newly straightened spines. Get it?
Yeah.
Which spine is straightened? Is it the book or is it the orc? All right. Number 9. Horde and Alliance double-sided adhesive tape. Apparently they have a lot of double-sided things in this year's Collector's Edition. Adhesive tape was an idea thrown out there. Didn't work. All right.
Oh, man.
Number 8. Leftover bottles from the Choose Your Side Red and Blue Mountain Dew from 2009.
Yes.
Yep.
That was a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Long time ago. Well before this show started. Oof. All right. Number 7. Rejected items for the Battle for Azeroth Collector's Edition. Number 7. Behind-the-scenes DVD of Sylvanas and Anduin hooking up. Super sexy.
I feel like I already saw that somewhere. So wrong. Why they took it out?
Probably.
So wrong.
Probably. All right, number 6. Thrall's new self-help book, Meeting All Your Goels. Meeting all your goels. I apologize. The number 5 rejected item for the BFA Collector's Edition is the 5-year celebration of We Are the World of Warcraft. And if you don't remember that, here's a little slice for you. Oh, here's the music. Oh, there's me! Right there on the video. I can't believe it. All right, that's enough. We don't need that anymore. That was a fun one, though. So it's been 5 years since that song came out. Yeah. Yep. All right. The number 4 rejected item for Battle for Azeroth Collector's Edition is Murloc flavored edible undies.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think that's like at least 2 kinds of ew on that one.
I feel like that was rejected first.
Probably was.
Too slimy.
I don't need that. I didn't need that comment. All right. Number 3. A personalized vial of blood, sweat, and tears from Warcraft developers. Look at that.
Oh, God.
Number 2 is a formal complaint to fill out for your inevitable nerd rage with envelope addressed to 123 Get Bent Way. It's just, everybody's going to be angry. I'm just going to be mad. Just face it. Everybody's going to be mad. It's okay. And The number one rejected item for the Battle for Azeroth Collector's Edition is an actual game or soundtrack CD. There we go.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful and it was wonderful. I'm touched.
It was very silly.
And I'm entertained.
It was very silly. But they don't actually have any CDs in there. They don't have any discs this time around because it's all online. They have codes for your music. They have codes for the game, obviously. The cool part about the CE this year is that they are going to credit your account, essentially, or not really credit your account, but they'll take into account your digital purchase for the collector's edition purchase as well.
Right.
So
that's pretty cool.
This is the first year that they're finally doing this. And I know so many people that are so angry because they should have said this when the digital thing went on sale the first time around.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why they need that self-addressed stamped envelope to 123 Get Bent Way.
Right. For nerd rage. For inevitable nerd rage.
That's we can start now.
Let's start a campaign, everybody. Make sure to make out your envelopes to 123 Get Bent Way. All right, let's move on to the news. It's time for the news. So many announcements, like we were talking about. We had BlizzCon. We had the collector's edition announcement with all the different things. By the way, double-sided. There's a double-sided. It's not a coin. What is it? What is it called? I can't remember, but it's got a horde thing on one side and a lion head on the other. And
it's a coin. There's a horde side that's beautiful, and there's some crap on the other side. I think it's just dirt.
It's just lions. It's just all lions. It's many multi-millions of lions on the other
only
side.
one side matters.
Right, the alliance side.
Yeah. The alliance.
The alliance. Yes. The other thing that was announced was the actual release date for Battle for Azeroth, and that is going to be 8/14/18.
Ow.
So August 14th. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
So thoughts, Thorn. I'm just going to go to you. Are you ready for BFA?
Absolutely. I feel like the lore is in a good spot. I feel like the tempo of everything is in a good spot. I feel like it could have maybe moved up a couple of months, even. But I feel like there are people who have been going after that end game content who are only just getting there now. I feel like it's a good time,
Yeah.
And honestly, I felt like it was further out, so I'm happily surprised.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because for Legion they released it on 8/28 of 16, right? So it's around the same time frame and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I don't feel like it's too long, at least not yet, right? I know we still have some lore to get to with the pre-patch and the pre-patch stuff. Like we're gonna lose all of our AP, right? For our weapons. Don't worry.
Well, envelopes.
Don't.
We're gonna need them.
Right. Get those forms ready, guys. But so we're gonna be losing all of our AP and our special. We won't lose the weapons themselves, but we're gonna lose all the power, all the artifact power or whatever.
There's going to be somebody who doesn't follow news all that well and stuff. They just play the game and they get all the way up and they get their artifact power all the way up. And then the next day they log in and they're just like, what?
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
The nice thing is that in Battle for Azeroth, you'll have a whole new AP to grind because Azurite power comes in and there you go. It's just like Legion. It's just an extension of Legion. You still have AP to grind, guys.
AP.
So it's all about
Same
AP.
letters even.
Right, exactly.
Got that AP.
Exactly.
Sounds prettier.
They're releasing more stuff in alpha too, and it actually kind of looks like Azurite power is going to be a better, cooler way to do things at this time. At this time, it's still super early and I'm reserving my place to fill out my form of nerd rage and send it to 123 Get Bent Way. But right now, the form is it's still blank.
Some poor person in like Missouri gets a hell of a lot of random mail.
Well, if you live on Get Bent Way, that might be your fault.
We built this house out here where it was nice and peaceful.
We should never have called this street this. It's weird. So Gizmo. Now I know that you haven't played a lot of WoW recently, but from your perspective, how does this feel? Because I just kind of wonder how somebody outside of the loop kind of feels about this stuff.
It feels right. I mean, what the last announcement we had was by the end of September, so I was expecting it to be mid to late August. But yeah, so I've been kind of taking it slow, still getting in every once in a while to level up some alternates or hop into the alpha occasionally. Haven't been in a few weeks. But it's good timing for me because this happened at the end of last expansion as well, to where I just kind of reached my burnout phase. And I think by August, it's when it's going to kick back in for me. Yeah. So not too soon, not too late. I think it's going to be good timing.
Right. And I think if we go off of previous timing, we're looking at some of the lore stuff happening this summer, June, July. And so kind of prepare yourself, I guess, is the appropriate term. Just prepare yourself for change. It's coming. But we're not there yet. I know that we have to buy our BlizzCon tickets in May. And then we have to, relax from that or freak out and try to figure out what our tickets are actually going to be because we didn't get through the queue fast enough. And
oh God,
now we got to look for tickets. But
getting anxiety just thinking about it.
So that's all of May. It's just all BlizzCon tickets, and then June we'll probably get some changes from WoW.
So what you're saying is, it's gonna be May.
It's gonna be June. That's what I'm gonna say. Not it's gonna be May. It's not gonna be May. Although I do have this from May.
You are terrible.
That's May.
Excellent.
That's gotta be May. All right.
That's great.
Let's see what else is going on as far as stuff goes. We talked about the collector's edition a little bit. Oh, by the way, that's $100, right?
Yes,
okay.
$99.99.
And it is a coin. It's the Allegiance Mark of Allegiance faction coin. It's what else comes with that? There's the
book, the Elegy and Good War. So normally the collector's edition comes with an art book. This time it's coming with a 2-sided novella that is going to be covering the events leading up to Battle for Azeroth from both Alliance and Horde perspectives, with original artwork. And it's going to take place after the events of Before the Storm and covering the burning of Teldrassil from different perspectives.
Right.
So she also has, because I think some people were upset that they're not getting the art book for Battle for Azeroth, but it has been confirmed that these novellas are going to have a lot of original artwork in them, and each side is going to be about 35,000 words. So pretty decent little books there to read.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't seem all that bad. I am not normally a collector's edition person. Are you guys at all?
Most of the time I just get the digital stuff.
Yeah.
The one physical collector's edition I bought was Overwatch.
Okay.
Which I don't regret. I like the soldier statue, but this one's kind of tempting because it's always been something I want to do and have the cool shelves behind me with everything. I just haven't had the place to put the stuff. So
you want to get the Tatva shelves? I don't know if you've seen his setup.
He's got a nerd room.
Just the nerd shelves behind with all the stuff on them and everything. And and Thorn, you've got that a little bit in your place.
Yeah, mostly Fist. Fist has the real setup.
Oh, but you have like the Warlords thing behind you, and
Yeah, I've got an Overwatch poster and the Warlords poster above that, which is I'm pretty stoked on that. I like that poster.
That was pretty sweet. I have that T-shirt. That was nice. I like it. It's good stuff. Do you normally get collector's edition or anything like that, Thorn?
I don't, because I usually can't afford it.
Sure.
But I always, every single time I want to, and I still aspire to someday get all of them and just have them all in a nice collection.
I don't even want the collector's edition stuff. I just want the boxes. Just the boxes.
Yeah.
Really.
Nothing
the
else.
Boxes are pretty sweet.
I don't care about anything else. Just get the boxes, put them up on a shelf, and then people would go, "Oh, that's a lovely book." I'm like, that's not a book.
How
It is a
dare
box with nothing in it.
It's a
you
box
don't know.
with 0 inside.
What I do like, though, is the idea of the novellas being double-sided goes so well along with the way they've been telling the lore in the past couple of expansions and leading right up into Battle for Azeroth. There's clearly, they've made no bones about how there's going to be, two very different perspectives on these things, and that it's not going to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that balance that they have to strike and that dance they have to do that's difficult from a lore perspective, right? Nobody wants to be on the good guys versus bad guy side. Nobody wants to be the bad guy, whatever.
We already know that the reason that I'm playing Alliance is because I wanted to play a bad guy. That has been, I have confirmed that on the show many, many times. I wanted to play a bad guy. I was playing the Horde to begin with. I was playing the good guys and I went, this is boring, like I want to play the bad guys. So of course I went and played Alliance. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've got that difficult dance to do on the lore side. So I like that they just literally took a book, which is the penultimate symbol of storytelling, right?
Yeah.
And they just made it a 2-sided book. There's 2 different stories going on at the same time physically. I love that.
That's great.
Nice touch.
That's great. So on top of the collector's edition, and was there anything else as far as the collector's edition goes, as far as other items that we get or anything like that, Gizmo?
I don't think so, besides the coin and the soundtrack. But of course, again, that's the digital.
It's a digital release, so you just get a code, and you get a code for the game, and you get a code for whatever else, and you get the coin and whatever. Mm-hmm. So it seems a little light, although that coin is pretty huge. It basically would fit in your hand, like you'd have to all of your hand,
like a miniature coaster.
Like a big coaster, I think.
A big coaster.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty giant.
It's pretty big.
It looks pretty giant. So, so that is the collector's edition. Once again, I know I had to bring it up again because I was like, "Oh crap, I missed a bunch of stuff." Sorry about that, guys. And there are a bunch of different special deals for getting Battle for Azeroth now. Like right now, you can pre-purchase Battle for Azeroth and get Legion for free, which is kind of cool.
That is cool. Yep.
And you can also get
caught up,
and you can get all the expansions as well. What's the price point for getting all the expansions? Is that the battle chest?
Oh yeah, the battle chest that they call them. It's $60.
$60.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Not bad for everything. No, certainly not.
Oh, that's the Battle for Azeroth, Legion, and WoW. But I believe, it should be.
Yeah,
everything.
so that's $60. So that's basically the last couple of expansions plus the base. So you're pretty much set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically, the price of any other game, you get completely caught up.
Right. Exactly. Look at that. One thing that will not be joining Battle for Azeroth, and actually it's going to be leaving here in about a week. I don't know if I want to say this because I know that somebody's going to be filling out a form.
Ring the bell.
Gizmo, you tell people what's going on April 18th so that I don't have to.
I'll be the bad guy.
All right, you do it.
Pat says he wants to be the bad guy. So
I don't want to be
playing chickens out. I'll be the bad guy.
I play Alliance to be the bad guy. I'm not going to be the bad guy in this show. You tell them the bad news.
All right, all you gold farmers out there and auctioneers, your time, you've had your reign, but your time is ending. The World of Warcraft remote auction house is going to be deactivated on April 18th.
Yeah. So if you've played the remote auction house, you're done. I don't know. Thorn, why would they do this?
I don't know. I feel like this came out of nowhere, you know?
Right.
I feel like this is we heard the news. We're obviously reporting it, and it's very fresh. This was just reported, you know, very recently within the past couple of days, and I don't know. I don't remember hearing anything about difficulties with it. I don't remember hearing about it causing any issues, about drama surrounding it in any way. But if I'm being honest, I'm not a gold tycoon by any means. So maybe I'm just out of the loop.
I thought you had all of the WoW monies.
No. I'm what you call broke.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So you're like me. Great. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Buy a token once in a while just to stay afloat.
The only thing I can think of is that like it wasn't being used enough, or maybe like the way that it was working within the app, it was just too much to keep up to date on it, or I don't know what. Or maybe they
didn't like what it was doing to the economy, in-game economy. Who knows?
Or maybe there were some issues with some kind of weird law somewhere. I don't know. I'm totally making stuff up now. But
certainly not necessary. You know, but it's something that was, you know, of convenience for those who used it regularly.
Yep.
I mean, for some people, that's, you know, that's one of the beautiful things about Warcraft, right? Is there's so many pieces to the game that are the thing that you can latch onto that you absolutely love. And for the people for whom the auction house is that thing, they're going to be pretty upset about this.
Right. And I will say, if you are upset, you are not the only ones. I will refer you to Taliesin and Evitel. Great video this week from those guys. And they kind of dive into this a little bit, the remote auction house, about some of the frustration, at least on the forums, as they are wont to do over on that show. They do that every week.
Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty funny. So if you want to watch that, go watch it over there.
There's clearly frustration here. The top comment on this post, poor Netheridin, who's a 110 Blood Elf Demon Hunter, says, "This was one of my favorite things to do while I poop. Can I ask why?"
Yes.
He just wants to know why.
Right. It's all about
There's about 100 Me Too's.
It's all about the effective toilet time, and I think that
he'll just have to play Hearthstone now.
Right. So, you know, you're gonna have to find other things to do while you poop. Yep. And that's basically what the Taliesin and Nevitel bit is over on their show as well. So
nice callback in the chat from Bruce Nee. Yeah. They should dial 1-800-CALM the F down.
Oh yeah, we should bring that back. We should actually bring that back for Battle for Azeroth, because it'll be it's definitely needed. Or fill out your form, send it to 123 get bent way.
Yeah.
So, anything else as far as World of Warcraft goes? Because I know that we had one other thing in just regular Warcraft, which is weird. Just kind of, well, we kind of knew about this because back in February they did the Warcraft III event where they had a bunch of streamers and they played some games and they did some stuff and it was a lot of fun. And now we finally have all of the updates. Isn't that right, Thorn?
It is right indeed. They have added for Warcraft 3 patch 1.29 widescreen support, hero balance changes, and changes to the map pool.
Right. And there's a bunch of
and apparently even more. Yeah, I'm not even sure what the rest of it is. There's apparently even more than that.
It was a full scrolling of changes to Warcraft 3. And I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe we'll see some new some revitalization in the Warcraft 3 phenomenon.
That would be great.
I don't know. Were either of you Warcraft 3 players initially?
I played I don't even remember which of the Warcrafts I played, but I remember playing those as a kid. Mostly just clicking sheep until they exploded. On the peons and workers.
Good. That's good. That's good. All right. All right, and that's all I've got as far as Warcraft goes for this week. So let's move on to Heroes of the Storm.
Turned up to 11.
Mm-hmm. And Gizmo, as it turns out, I hear things on the internet.
Oh.
And one of those things that I hear is that you do a show about Heroes of the Storm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's brand new. Just started. Decided like a couple days ago, hey, we should do this.
Right.
No, yeah, we've been doing it since alpha, beta. I don't remember when. Long time. But yeah, their PAX East, of course, was this last week. And we kind of knew what they were going to be talking about. They had mentioned kind of going into some of the lore of the Nexus. And of course, announcing the most unlikely hero to be joining the roster, which we pretty much almost positively knew. A lot of people were thinking it was going to be old Deckard Cain.
Yeah. I'll give him a big round of applause. It's about damn time that he comes into the Nexus and messes some stuff up.
Yeah.
Now, this is a different Deckard Cain, though, isn't it? I mean, it's a little goofy. Right?
Yeah. And I mean, of course, we've all wanted this hero. I think we all said it actually wanting it, but also kind of joking, and weren't ever sure if it was actually going to come true, but it did. So what's an old man going to do that you don't ever play? He sits there and identifies things for you and talks really slowly.
Right.
So what's he going to be doing?
A story.
What's he going to do going up against Diablo and all these other things? So they had to design him in a specific way. They made him, I believe they're referring to him as a tactical support. And they kind of went through his kit. I think they did a good job. His Q is going to be a healing potion, which makes perfect sense from Diablo. He's actually going to be throwing potions out that are going to be on a 3-second cooldown. Those will stay there permanently until picked up, and he can have 5 out at once.
Right.
Of course, there'll be talents there'll be talents that can alter his potions and things like that. So it's cool. You can be in the bottom lane, but have some potions laid out in top lane for your solo lane or whatever, and
that's pretty cool.
Be effectively healing in 2 lanes or for at least a short time, or set up at objectives, which is cool. His W is going to be Herodric Cube. This is going to be a 14-second cooldown,
which I like.
And you throw the Herodric Cube, which will deal damage to enemies in an area and slow them by 40% for 1.75 seconds. It's a really cool animation. And then his E is Scroll of Sealing, which you unfurl an enchanted scroll that forms a triangle, deals damage to enemies inside, and then roots them for 1.5 seconds.
Oh, so it's not a Scroll of Sealing where it turns people into a seal, and then they... Not that. It's a different kind of seal. I get it. I'm on it now. I was confused a little bit at first, but I think I'm there now.
It gives me ideas, though. I want a skin that he's seal themed, and when people get rooted, they turn into seals for a second and a half.
That'd
Why
be
not?
Awesome.
Let's do it.
And play horns with their mouth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a thought, Blizz. Just throwing it out there.
His ultimates, we have Lornado, which is going to be vector targeting.
Name. And so does Josh Allen over at WoW.
Yeah. And then okay, so we have an ocean or aquatic themed skin that has the seals, and then this one can have sharks going around in it.
Oh, that would be great. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I'd love that.
But this just creates a swirling Lornado. You pick the direction it's going to travel in. It continually moves and knocks away enemies, so it's going to be a zoning thing. And then his other heroic, which we all knew this was coming. It's stay a while and listen.
Stay a while and listen.
Yes. So it's just going to be after 1 second, you channel it for 3 seconds, putting enemies in front of Deckard Cain to sleep. Pretty big cone area. And they'll stay asleep while channeling, and for 2 seconds after. It's a cool ult. I'm glad they put it in, but you have to remember with sleep, if they take any damage at all, they wake up instantly. Yep. So this is going to be more of a setup for like a Ring of Frost or a mosh pit, things like that. So still a
little OP though.
Well, but it also sounds like it's going to be pretty hard. I mean, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of different, just as far as like a character goes, there's some skill that's going to be needed for all this stuff. So
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of map awareness, and I think that this is going to be a champion that could be difficult in quick match, but really fun when you're playing with at least one other person that you can work with. But I think they did a really great job on his kit. His E and his W, the Scroll of Sealing and Roderick Cube. Those are Diablo-related things. Mm-hmm. They talked about several things they wanted to do with him, involving a town portal. But those things that they just didn't really fit the gameplay, or they made him too strong. I know their town portal idea, they wanted him to be able to, when he uses his hearth, he can then come back to the spot, use the town portal to come back to where he hearthed from. But being a support, they need him to be able to, have to balance his mana, and that was too strong. So overall, looks like they did a great job with him. They should be in PTR, I'm going to guess, next Tuesday. So a week from today, he'll be entering. So. And
Spencer HD in chat, he was out at PAX East where they had it, where they were playing it out there, and he said that it was a lot of fun. So
it was. And he also, Spencer is a super cool dude. Him and Jason both got a chance to sit down with Kale Milker. I'm called him Cow. Kale Milker. Cow Milker. I don't know.
Whatever.
And Matt Villers to talk about Kane, and they are being gracious enough to let us, have that or use that interview for the show tomorrow night. So it'll be cool.
Awesome.
But the other thing they talked about, of course, was the lore, and I was almost as excited, maybe even a little more excited, I don't know, about this entire topic, because up to this point, the Nexus has just kind of been a thing where heroes showed up to, no one knew why. And they started teasing a while back with the Dragon cinematic with Hanzo and Alexstrasza that maybe this is, its own little world, and maybe there is lore behind it. So I was expecting to get a little more than they gave us at PAX, but they pretty much just kind of went into, there's going to be these kind of demigod type figures, like we have the Raven Lord, the Gravekeeper, and maybe there's politics involved about why they're trying to capture certain points.
I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. This is exactly like the movie Maze Runner, right? Where the kids just kind of show up, and then they have to figure out the maze, and then once they figure out the maze, there's a bunch of death that's surrounding them at all times, and
there's a lot of death.
Yeah, and then they make through that, and then they get to the second movie, and I don't know what happens in the second movie. I never watched that.
I didn't even know there was a second one until last week.
There's a third one, or I don't even know how many there are. Yeah, there's a bunch.
How many mazes can you run?
Right. Apparently 3.
Until all the children are dead.
Yeah. But we didn't get a lot teased to us, just that, they're working on it. They did announce a comic that is going to be coming out, a digital comic featured around the Raven Lord, which is really cool. So it's exciting to see if they kind of go in the Overwatch direction of this. Okay. Between the digital comics, hopefully some animations or cinematics. Just really looking forward to it.
Cool. Awesome. Mm-hmm. So is that all of the Heroes of the Storm stuff that we learned? Because I know that PAX East was kind of, that was where they were announcing a bunch of different stuff this week. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, as far as PAX East, we didn't get any updates on Hanamura or anything like that, unfortunately.
All right.
But you know what? When the team is at PAX East, it just seems like a perfect time for people to get angry about things.
Yes.
So people are a little upset right now.
And what are they filling out their forms for? This week.
They pre-ordered Battle for Azeroth like a week ago just so they could do this.
Just so that they could get their form and then send it.
That's all they wanted.
Right.
All they wanted. And this has been building up for a while, but people are not happy with ranked play, and specifically Hero League. It's been a really rough place for a lot of people. A lot of the arguments around it are that there's just not enough knowledge kind of in the game or available for players to go into ranked play successfully, because quick match is so broken right now, as far as, you're not actually playing with good team compositions 99% of the time. So people go into Hero League not knowing how to actually play with their team.
Sure.
Among many, many, many other issues. And this has been a thing for, again, quite a while now. And I think people just kind of hit the edge. So finally, they came back. Alan DeBeery went onto the forums and pretty much TLDR said they've been having a lot of conversations about it. They know things we aren't extremely happy with it. They apologize for not being super communicative about these issues and what they're working on, but that they do appreciate people reaching out with their grievances, and they're working hard on improving this.
Okay.
And the Heroes team has kind of been two-sided. They have had a very public-facing side. The community team has always been great. They've been done great with everything they're releasing as far as content. We get the shorts, everything like that. But the system side has been extremely quiet, and it always has been. But at least, when Dustin Browder was there, he was still really front-facing, which Alan hasn't been as much of, which is fine. Not everyone's a social media guru or wants to be on social media all the time. But they've been really quiet, and this is the second time now that there's kind of been just no response from the Blizzard team as far as the big issues that the game's facing. So they're working on fixing it. Hopefully we see more communication from them about what's going on in their plans. But yeah, but
nothing yet.
Yeah, nothing.
But at least
yet.
they're saying, yes, we understand there's a problem.
Yeah, and they're working on a blog post to address some of the issues. Okay. That hopefully we'll see within the next few days, but we don't know what that's going to contain. And then after that, they are going to have another Reddit AMA to answer some questions. So that'll be a fun place to be.
That's going to be a tough one, dude. That is going to be.
They're drawing straws over there on who has to do this AMA.
They should draw straws to see who doesn't have to do it.
Yeah,
and then make the rest of. Oh my gosh.
So hopefully. We'll get a lot of information. They said it is going to be focusing on a lot of the commonly discussed topics.
Yeah.
I imagine hopefully we'll get an update on the performance-based matchmaking, maybe some stuff as far as quick match, and hopefully getting some better compositions in there to help people transition.
Yeah.
But
it does seem like, this has been a problem that's plagued them for quite a bit, right?
Yeah. And
and just kind of in general,
it's PvP game as well. It's
sure, but
it's the impossible. There's no solution to this. It's just how can we make it suck less?
Yeah, and there's a wide array of opinions on how vocal the leaders of the different games should be, and there's a wide array of styles among the leadership of the different games.
Yeah.
So if you look at just like Giz was saying about Dustin Browder from before and the difference between he and Alan, one of the problems with that difference in perspective and perception is that, we have this link here where we looked at the forums where Alan posted that, they're going to try and be more vocal and more out there. And then somebody screenshotted his, where it says, Alan DeBeery, game director, 5 posts, and they posted that further down in the comments. And it's just, I get that, there's a perspective on that, and that's difficult. That's difficult to deal with. It does show that your game director is not out there and not doing those things. However, that's not necessarily what you need your game director doing.
Right.
It depends on the game, and it depends on the setup. That's why you have community teams. That's why you have.
Right. That's not always their job. Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always fall in their purview. And especially if they don't feel like they can spend the time on it or don't have the, I'm not going to say that he doesn't have the skill for it or anything like that. But if you find that it's not your thing, if it's not your jam, right, you're going to be like, hey, you know what? This guy does it so much better. He's actually one of the community members and we talk all the time. So I'm just going to make whoever do it. You know, And so that's the job of the community managers to make sure that they make posts. So it's not always telling. However, 5 posts is kind of not a lot.
That's a little. That's a little light.
That's a little light. That's a little light. That being all that stuff being said, 5 posts. Oosh. It's a little light. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
and it's again, that's no indication that like he's not a fan of the game. I've talked to him several times. The dude loves the game, and he's a great public speaker. I'm not sure he's down with the social media stuff. Like he doesn't even have a Twitter account that I know of, which is completely fine. So we'll be looking forward to that blog post when it comes out, and of course the AMA after. And I'm sure hopefully we'll have more on that next week.
Okay.
But the last bit here from Heroes this week is the fact that they are going to be removing support for DirectX 9 and the 32-bit version of Heroes of the Storm.
That's nothing. That's just a thing. That's just, modernizing whatever.
It is, so. Except
is that going to throw you off too much?
Not me personally, but there are a lot of people that have issues, and there are known bugs out there with the 64-bit version.
Okay.
So this isn't happening until June 2nd. And they are aware of the 64-bit version bugs. So I imagine it's going to be taken care of hopefully by then. And I apologize. It's not going to be, this isn't happening on June 2nd. I don't remember when it's happening, July, estimated in July right now.
Okay.
So hopefully they get that fixed. I know I've seen a few complaints of people that this is going to affect them, and it is going to affect some people. Hopefully they will be able to find some solution for that, or I don't know. But they're old systems that they just, freeing up resources to not have to support that version anymore.
Right. That happens all the time. But if there are issues, let's get those cleaned up.
Yeah, because a lot of people that are able to do the 64-bit version right now are doing the 32-bit version. Right. So that's obviously not what you want.
Right. Yeah. I think that's about it for Heroes of the Storm, right? Because I know we've got so much in this show that we need to talk about. We are going to actually move over to Overwatch.
Oh, this is my jam.
That's right, because I want to talk about Retribution, which is the new jam of Overwatch. And it is a lot of fun. Thorn, have you played this? I know you're a big Overwatch guy.
Oh, yes. Yes. I got on earlier to play the heck out of it, yes.
I'm going to just play some of the video from my time as Junkrat after I went through the regular campaign. So tell me about Retribution and what you're doing in this thing.
So basically Retribution, a year ago, they had the Uprising event, and that was the story of Tracer's first mission with Overwatch. And they teased some things for this year's potential Uprising event, and some eagle-eyed viewers were able to see that the GIFs and information that were presented in the teasers actually had some individual frames where if you froze it just right, you could see that they actually talk about a year earlier. And so what they ended up doing was going back 8 years instead of 7 and looking into a Blackwatch ops story, which is what we have for the event this year.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's pretty neat too. So basically you can play through initially as 4 characters. You can play through as like last time around it was, I can't remember who it was.
It was Reinhardt, Mercy,
Tracer.
Yep. And
somebody else. Torbjorn?
Was it Torb? Yeah, Torbjorn.
So this time around it's Moira, Reaper, who else? McCree, and Genji. That's right. So I played through a bunch of times. I played through normal difficulty and the hard difficulty. There's like 4 different difficulties, and I only did the first 2. And hard was actually hard. I was like, yes, all right, this is hard. I think
hard was all right. Legendary
I think we blew ourselves up, like got knocked off of a bridge and died. So you can fail it.
Oh yeah.
You can fail it. You can fail it on normal too. I mean, it's not unheard of. So it's not a complete cakewalk.
Yep.
You know, but
yeah, and it's not the easiest comp either.
No,
you know, you've got 3 squishies. You've got 4 squishies really.
Right.
One of which is a healer, no tank. The last year's Uprising, which is available as a play mode again this year, had a tank and a healer with 2 DPS, and this time, not so much. So,
yep.
So the legendary version of difficulty is crazy hard, and I could only get to the final stage of it one time, and we went through it so many times.
I didn't even want to do that. I'm like, nope. Yeah. No,
it was fun though. It's fun. It's like you have to play it completely differently. The sniper. They introduce a number of different new enemies in there, enemy types. One of which is a sniper, and you do not peek the sniper. The sniper will one-shot you in the head.
Oh wow,
Widow style. That's it. You peek, you die. So
yeah, you peek with Genji. That's who you peek with, and
exactly.
Yeah, and hopefully.
So we found ourselves standing around a lot, waiting for his reflect to deflect to come off of cooldown, so we could try that again.
Right. Oh man. That would be difficult, but and it's kind of fun. You get the bunch of character lines as you roll through as well, and so everybody's talking like, McCree's talking about how he's really kind of mad at Reaper for doing whatever, and he's like, man, this could have been an easy mission, and now we're stuck here blowing people up, or whatever he says. So
it's pretty good. He's pretty upset the whole time.
Yeah, and there are some pretty impressive mobs in there as well. Like the big, I can't remember what it's called, but the big guy, the one that shoots this machine gun that goes on forever. He essentially looks like what's his name from StarCraft? I can't remember. Anyway,
I guess
it looks like a Terran dude just blowing up people. And you have to blow him up, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like Iron Man, like the big Iron Man guy, not the little Iron Man guy, the big one
Hulk,
guy.
Yeah, thing. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
huge. The Hulk Breaker or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to try this mode. I didn't do it the last event they had because I wasn't really playing Overwatch much at that time. But now that I am in Overwatch, I'm super stoked for these. So
yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Plus, they also have the old mode as well. They also have. What's it called? Now I can't.
Uprising.
Yeah, Uprising. So they also have Uprising, and I played through that on a different character as well. So, and I couldn't remember how that one went.
This just in. That one is still hard.
Yeah,
still hard. There's the part where the Bastion robots pop up, and they ruin your plans real fast.
You need turrets for that too. Oh my gosh.
The only way we got through it was with the Torbjorn.
I was playing on.
Kind of stupid.
I think I was playing on normal or hard difficulty, and I was playing on a Diva, and that was the only one that could like shoot forever. I'm like, this is not enough. There's no, you can't pump out enough damage on Diva, so just crazy. But it's really cool, and the skins are great. The skins all look really great.
Oh, so good.
So what?
The Lucio skin kind of looks a little weird.
Really? I love that skin.
I don't.
That's all. Hey, to each their own, right? He's got
he's younger
equalizers on his legs.
Cool.
So like the thighs on his legs are like all the bars of an equalizer. They're just jumping up and down constantly. It's
I love that. As a sound guy, I love that.
Yeah.
I picked up the Hanzo one.
Dreads.
The Hanzo one is, dude, Dapper Hanzo.
Yeah.
Dapper Dan there.
Oh, yeah.
Clutch.
Dapper Dan.
That's a good one. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
The Winston one is like a experimental Winston. It's a little...
Oh, nice. Nice.
But the Moira one is awesome.
Right.
The Sombra one is awesome, except maybe for the mom hair. It's kind of...
Which one?
May I speak to your manager haircut?
Sombra?
A little bit. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. So a couple of other things for Overwatch, and then we need to move on because I know that we have Hearthstone to talk about yet, and Witchwood is coming. Witchwood, however, who knows? It could be cherry, it could be walnut. We talked about this last time, I think. We don't know exactly which wood quite yet. All right, but a couple of other things for Overwatch. Sorry, Thorn. I'm confusing Thorn.
No, I got it. I heard it last time.
All right. Just making sure. So, Gizmo, Jeff Kaplan came out and he was talking about how people want to have like queue roles, like what we have for World of Warcraft. So you'd have a tank role or a healer role, and as soon as you pop into queue, you just say what you want to play, and then it'll put you all together and then put you into a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what did Jeff say?
He says Overwatch isn't ready for it yet.
He says, write your complaints to 123 get bent way.
Yeah. And we're wanting this in Heroes too, very badly. Hopefully something they'll address. But he said there's 2 versions the community is proposing right now, and neither just feel great to him. One is the honor system, where you can queue up as a tank, but you actually want to play McCree, and the game lets you, so you just do that anyways. Or the other version locks you in, and that doesn't allow you to adjust as well in game to what's going on, because Overwatch is a very reactive game between what's happening.
Sure.
I think the honor system is perfectly fine here. I think that's the only way this type of system works, because somebody can do that. I think that's rarely going to happen. One, if that does happen, and it's clearly trolling, that is an easily reportable offense that can be taken care of. So those people, I think, would be discouraged from doing that for very long. But as well, you do need that flexibility. Maybe there's a situation where you do want somebody who is queued as a tank to swap over, and that's absolutely fine to do that. I think having a system like that would be better than just having the current system, because even if it's not set in stone, it's giving you an idea as you go into the game to queue. Because right now, you're going in, yes, I want to play this, but most people are going to be flexible on what they play. This is just the same thing, except kind of what your composition's comfortable with already going into it, and then you can continue to be flexible.
Right.
But he doesn't think that's currently satisfactory. They've probably thought about it a lot more, and he's probably right. But I'd like to see it tried in a game, whether it be Overwatch or Heroes.
maybe they have tried. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know possible. I think locking in would be kind of weird.
I don't think it should be locked, but
right. It should be like I have every intent to at least start out playing a tank of some sort.
Or even say like your top 2, like just queue up as to what you play. Like, hey, I play support and offensive heroes.
Yeah.
And just to even give your team, like, it doesn't lock it in when you pop up and it shows your team, just shows like what they play.
Right. Every hero I play, by the way, is offensive. That's just my play style, I think. I have an offensive play style.
Offensive.
So, who knows? No, that would be kind of cool, though. One more thing.
I don't know. I don't see it working. I just gotta say, I see it working better for heroes. I like some of the strides they've tried to make for heroes, for some of the ways that they've tried to let you indicate to your team what roles you prefer and what roles what some of your top heroes are, that sort of thing. I get that for heroes, because you're locking in a specific hero for the entirety of that encounter.
Right.
But the nature of how Overwatch works, that just, not only that, I feel like the nature of the way the game works also encourages you to try things that you're not comfortable with. And outside of something like maybe a comp match, it's almost better that you get forced into that. Some of my favorite heroes today are things that I didn't want to try to begin with, that I never wanted to try. And then I was just like, oh my God, we need this so badly. Maybe my bad version of it will be better than not having it at all when we desperately and very clearly need it.
So I tried that, and I can't remember which hero it was with. I played like a hero that I was really weak on. And it wasn't even for a competitive match. It was for one of the arcade matches or something like that. And somebody said that I was throwing. And I was like, oh no, you didn't. I started writing. I started typing. The clickety clack was really, really loud in my room. And I'm like, no, this is a hero that I haven't played. And then before I sent it, I took a breath. and I deleted all of it.
Yeah,
because that's what you're supposed to do.
You. Good for you.
Way to be the example.
But I wrote it out. I made sure to write it out.
Like writing the letter out to yourself or to someone you had an issue with, and then putting it away.
And then I was
reading it again and throwing it away.
And I was gonna hit the send button, and I was so close. I was just like right over it, just like I'm gonna just bash this with my fist. And no, I didn't do it. Instead, I hit the delete. So
you know what, Pat? You can click that drop down menu and say, "I would not like to play with this player in the future."
Yep. There you go.
But that only lasts for like 10 minutes or something like that, right?
They probably did it to you. So
yeah, they probably did. They probably did. All right.
Crane is too offensive.
There's another thing, Thorn, just really, really quickly. Let's talk about flash ops.
Flash ops.
What are flash ops?
So flash ops are a brand new thing that they're doing. They are community-based events. They are local. They're IRL. They are things that are happening in communities nearby, near you. It's mostly North America for now as a start. But basically, they are local events that you can go to meet up with other Overwatch enthusiasts, and they're going to hold a bunch of different activities at these events. Everything from maybe things like duels and free-for-alls and death matches. But then they're also going to do things like Overwatch trivia and art and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So the first major campaign they're doing is bringing flash ops to all the North American Microsoft Store locations for the ASUS ROG Arena Community Nights every Thursday evening between April 19th and June 21st. So if you know that you have a Microsoft Store near you, check that out because they're very likely doing one of those nearby, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It just gets the word out, gets you playing with different people, and maybe you'll meet some new friends that you can hang out and watch Overwatch League with when you're not playing the game. So
it's kind of like their version of Hearthstone taverns.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Cool.
Right, exactly. All right, we're moving. Speaking of Hearthstone, we got to move on to Hearthstone because there's a lot there too.
Well met.
There we go. So we now have the new patch of Witchwood and Thorn. Witchwood?
That wood.
That wood. It's not like a particular wood. It's just that one over there.
It is this wood.
This wood right here. It's not walnut. It's not cherry. It's just this one.
That's right.
All right. So
they have a new patch.
Yes. So they have a new patch. It's coming out on Thursday, right? And so they've shown all the cards. It looks pretty interesting. And if you guys really want to hear, Jocelyn Moffat was on Battlenet Sports yesterday. For those guys that like all of the esports from Blizzard games, go check it out. Battlenet Sports. You can look it up, find it, love it, whatever. But in there, we kind of talk more about all of the different cards. Some very interesting choices coming up for a bunch of different classes, including, I think, Priest and Warrior are getting some really interesting cards. So, on top of all the other interesting cards, the big interesting cards are like, hey, if you made a deck completely out of even cost cards, you get a buff with this card.
That's crazy.
Or, if you did all odds, you get a buff with this card. So really changes it up, and it should be kind of cool. The other thing, guys, if you want to purchase the expansion, like the expansion pack that they have, you have to do it before tomorrow, really the 11th, April 11th. To get the bonus, because there's, like normal, every time an expansion comes out, they have 50 packs for $50, essentially, right? This time around, they also have a bonus of another 20 packs.
Man.
Which is really cool.
70 packs?
That's a lot of packs.
70 packs for $50. So,
why did you tell me that?
Somebody's gonna go broke. And this one does look like, just from a guy who I haven't played competitively in a while. I get up to, level 18 or 17 or 15 or whatever, but I never go really below 10. So from my perspective, from what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Like they're trying to really change it up and move some stuff around. So it should be good. I don't know. And plus, you won't be able to be on the remote auction house anymore. So what else are you going to do on the John? Huh? I mean,
there you go.
While you're pooping, now you can only play Hearthstone or check out the Armory. And how fun is the Armory, really? It's not that fun.
It's not the
best. I don't know. So that's basically it. I mean, there's a bunch of little things coming up for the Witchwood as well. Gizmo.
Witchwood?
Gizmo. Witchwood? He stalled out.
Ash. I was trying to think of a cool wood, and then I couldn't.
Like something like
it's
right.
Oak is boring.
Yeah, like Brazilian tiger wood. Brazilian tiger wood.
Yeah, there we go.
Or like,
I don't know if that's a thing, but
it's I don't know either, but it sounds cool. It's probably not.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right, cool. Anything else that you guys see from any of the games? Because I know that this has been a very long show already. We've kind of gone.
Yeah, it's weird since there was like nothing announced.
I know. It's like last week everything was announced. This and then this week more things were announced. More of the everything. So, famine or feast, I guess.
Yeah, this is what happens when you pull enthusiasts onto a show together, Everybody just loves this stuff. We can't stop talking about it.
I know it. All right. Well, in that case, we're going to get out of here. Before we do, however, we'll go around the room and talk to the guys here and see what they're up to and see how you guys can follow them or get a hold of them or find out more of what they're doing. And we'll start with Gizmo. What's going on?
Things are happening. Of course, you can check out my Heroes of the Storm podcast, Lords of the Storm. We are live Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central. Just a reminder again, we will have that interview thanks to Spencer and Jason over at the Starting Zone with Matt Villers and K.O. Milker on Kane and some of the upcoming stuff. So make sure and check that out. And check out the Starting Zone podcast as well. You can find myself on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, any of those places at GizmoZord.
Yes. Starting Zone podcast, another great podcast for World of Warcraft enthusiasts. And those guys over there are great. So there you have it. Thorn, what's going on with yourself? You're on the Lagging Balls podcast, of course.
I am indeed, and you can find me there at laggingballs.com. Every Friday night we do the LB stream, which is separate from the podcast, which is a Friday night stream show. You can find that on twitch.tv/laggingballs. You can find me on Twitter at Thornbrow. And this week for the episode coming out tomorrow, we had Ro, the one and only Ro, in town in New Jersey over this past weekend. We did a little recording with him. So you'll find a special edition of the Rolling Balls, aka Lagging Restart, coming out on both feeds this week.
All right.
With also our lovely Wicked Kitten from the chat here, who was also in tow as well.
You guys were hanging out all weekend.
Yeah.
And did you do anything fun? We
hung out with we went to Denny's with Star Mike too from World of Warcraft.
That's right.
And we had a little regional meetup, kind of mini meetup thing among some creators and the best mod NA there. So
cool.
Can we call the episode Casual Balls?
Oh,
the Hearth Casual.
Oh, my God.
I like it.
Oh, God, I don't know if we can do that. All right. We'll just move on here. By the way, you can follow me at Pat Crane with a K anywhere where I'm at. How's that? Sounds good. Let's just play this music and get the hell out of here. So you could also join in the conversations we're having at any time. And right now we are having a bunch of conversations, especially in Discord, where we were talking about BlizzCon, and we'll be talking about Hearthstone in a couple of days, and we'll be talking about Overwatch, of course, WoW, all that kind of stuff. and probably so much more. So please join us. Go over to follow us on Twitter at ConvertToRaid, or go to ConvertToRaid.com. That's where we actually have everything now. The entire Bazuba Nation is over at ConvertToRaid.com. Show downloads, videos, audios, guild stuffs, swag store, Blizzard news as it happens, and of course the Convert to Raid podcast network, featuring the likes of Gizmo and Thorn and Fist and Joss and Jules and all the regular players here at Convert to Raid. All they're all over there and ready to be played. All over at ConvertToRaid.com. There we go. That's going to do it for the show. Thorn, thank you so much for dropping by. It's always a pleasure to see you, sir.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Yeah, Gizmo, you're nice too.
I accept that.
And of course, chat room, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a treat to see what kind of hubbub you are all about, which is sometimes a little weird. Not gonna lie. And of course, a big thanks to you guys out there, no matter where you are, at home, in your car, at work. If you're at work, unfortunately, time to get back to work. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I don't make them. But thank you guys so much for joining us, and we always like you guys stopping by. So that's going to do it for us here at Convert to Raid. Once again, thank you guys so much. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it's okay to just have this total feast of information that we can live off of, because we are the remora of Blizzard Entertainment, essentially. They are the sharks. We are the remora. I can't believe that I remember that word.
And stick them to your arm.
I've never done that. But you're a diver. I'm not really a diver. I've been diving.
No, I mean, you can do it underwater, but you can do it out of water too. Like, you just barely touch them, and those things are like 2.5, 3 feet long.
And you were in Florida for a while, and I was.
Yeah,
and
they will grab right on.
Fairly landlocked here.
Mm-hmm. So you got the Great Lakes up there.
You got 10,000 lakes, man.
I know, but none of them have sharks.
You know of.
Lucky you.
It's all freshwater. So, yeah, I can't
you gotta watch out for those freshwater sharks.
Yeah, that freshwater mastodon.
Oh my God, there are mastodon in there?
Who knows? It's one of the Great Lakes' great mysteries. That's why they call it the Great Lakes.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right at all.